well, welcome to my kitchen. We're cooking along with Rosemary. Now, tonight, as you all know, probably, well, you must know because you've got all the ingredients, is we're going to be making the most delicious forced rhubarb and apple crumble. So, now, first of all, we need to check all your ingredients if you've got everything, that everything is fine. So for the crumble mix, okay, you've got 100 grams of flour, you've got 100 grams of oats, you've got demerara sugar, you've got a butter, your butter, how many grams you want? You want, 100 grams of butter, so it's all equal quantities. You've got, just I remember, you've got 50 grams of your oats actually only. Now, the oats I've actually already put into the processor because they're fine. Now, if they're thicker, don't worry about it because you can just cut it off, that's fine. I've also put some ground ginger in there, which is, to me, I love that because it gives that sort of spiciness to it and it's utterly delicious. So that's it. And some sugar and some demerara sugar as well. So you've got exactly 100 grams of that. So 100, 100, 150 and some sugar. So 50 grams of sugar. Now, for the rhubarb, the filling for the inside, you've got 400 grams of rhubarb. I have to tell you, I put in 2 extra. The reason why is because I had it. So I've put it in, but it doesn't matter if you haven't got it. I did mention to you all that to have an extra bay bun because there were 2 bay buns in the recipe, so about 2. And I've said put an extra one in. If you haven't, go and get an extra one now. If not, doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference whether you've got one or not. It just gives it a bit more bulk. And then we've got lovely soft brown Billington sugar, which I love to use Billington soft brown sugar because it's so good and it's just wonderful, almost caramelly. It's delicious. Some butter as well, equal quantities of butter, and I'm putting in some cinnamon, which is utterly delicious again. And there's your spice from the ginger from the actual topping, and your lovely cinnamon from the actual compote. Now, that's that. For the custard, we have got egg yolks, corn flour. So 4 egg yolks, corn flour, you've got 3 teaspoons of corn flour, and you've got some gorgeous sugar. So basically 100 grams of sugar. Now, and you've got the milk. Now, I put the milk already in the pan, so that's fine, that's done. So if you want to do that. Now, you need a bowl for making your topping, making your crumble. And you're going to have some double cream in there too you're going to have some double cream in there for the custard. So we'll finish that at the end. Now, because that's in the fridge still. So we've got a bowl for this. You've got a pan for cooking off the apple, which is delicious, and the rhubarb, but not only a bit of the rhubarb, because the whole thing about this, I'm showing you how to do it. So you're going to cook the crumble first in the oven, partly cooked. And then you're going to put the crumble, and then you're going to put the compote, the apple, and a little bit of the rhubarb, just a couple of rhubarb, in to make the sauce. Okay, somebody's just put the vanilla, my lovely Nelson Massey vanilla, and that's going into 2 things. That's actually going into my compote, and it's actually going into the custard as well. I love this. It's so vanilla bean paste. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. And it's a big one because I use an awful lot of it. So you need that. So you're going to need, obviously, a pan for your milk, as I've already shown you. You're going to need a dish to put which I've buttered here, to put your lovely compote in and your topping, and that's for the actual rhubarb, etc., and the stuff to put it into. Now, you can put it into individual ones. You can take little small ones, ramekins, little black dishes. You can do them. The thing about this particular dish, the way I'm doing it, is that actually you can put it into any size dish you want. You don't have to cook a great big one, then leave it in the oven. You can do the compote to begin with. You can have it sitting there, and you can get it ready. You can even put it in the freezer. You can get it ready, and then when you're ready to actually make your crumble, you then can pop it in to whatever dish you want, and then put your crumble on the top, okay? So basically, I love a fruit crumble. I love rhubarb crumble. I love all that. When blackberries are in, I make a blackberry and apple crumble. When rhubarb is in, and the rhubarb has just started. The rhubarb has been around for so long, I can't tell you, so long. Since they only sort of started, it was way in Syria. It was 2,000 years or something. BC, they discovered it, and then it had lots of properties, helped your lungs and livers and everything. Then it came into Britain, and we have the rhubarb triangle, which is between Leeds, Sheffield, and Bolton. It's up north anyway, and I should know, it's the triangle, and it's got the best soil, it's got the rain, it's got everything works for it, and that's why it's done there. And it's just brilliant, and I always look forward to having it. You can get it all the year round now, but actually when it comes in now, that's the best time to have it. So that's what I'm going to go for. So now let's do our crumble. Are you all ready? Please thumbs up if you're all ready, please. Off we go. Thumbs up. Let us make our crumble. Okay, thumbs up. We got thumbs up? Good. Right, flour into the bowl. Okay, my oats into the bowl. Now, before I add the sugar, I'm going to put the ginger in. I want quite a lot of ginger, actually, because I love it. Doesn't matter how much you put in whatever you fancy. It's really important. Put in whatever you fancy. Now, I'm going to put in my butter, and we're going to crumble it in. Here we go. So literally crumble it in to make breadcrumbs. Now, this can be done with a processor, but not everybody has a processor. So I always like to do things by hand so everybody can do it. If you've got a processor at hand, bung it all in, it's much easier. And have it like breadcrumbs, much easier. Now, I have made one, as some of you have already seen, and I put it on Facebook. I made it yesterday. It's all there. I haven't actually taken any more out. There we go. Put it all in. I love doing this. It's so easy. It's such a nice feeling too. Great. Just do it in between your things. Now, because the butter is so soft, there we are. We're going to just do it quite carefully. Otherwise, you'll have it in lumps. But don't panic. Right. We're now going to put in, that's fine. It'll soften up because we're going to mix it in the oven. Demerara sugar. I always find this is much better using some Demerara sugar when you're doing this sort of thing, because the melting aspect is slightly slower and it's slightly nuttier. I'm also going to put in some caster sugar. Okay, now see the lighting slightly changed because the thing's fallen down, but that's when you're doing it at home, not a problem. Right, so that's done. How easy is that? We're now going to take literally this, and we're going to put this onto here. Now, the most important thing here, spread it out. Spread it out.
Could you just slow down a tad?
Yep, we'll do. There we go. Spread it out. I won't go any faster. I'll take this off. Let me just take this off and clear up a little bit while you're all catching me up. There we go. I'll just actually wash my hands. Now, the whole thing is, there we go. Now I want thumbs up, please. Those who are actually doing it are ready. Thumbs up to go into the oven. Okay, we ready? That's all right, got plenty of time. Doesn't that look lovely? Now, what I've done is I've put flour, plain flour, some oats, which I processed, fine oats, or you can have rougher oats, butter, sugar, Demerara sugar, and some caster sugar. Demerara sugar to make it nice and nutty. Now, I've put that in there. Now, the trick about this is that when you deconstruct something like this, you have to cook it all layers, and that's what I'm doing. Rather than putting it into a dish and making it cook in the dish, I'm cooking it beforehand. It's a bit restauranty actually, but it works because you can put it, as I said, into any dish at all. You can choose your dish. Right, we're going to pop this in the oven now. So, oh, that's all right. I can pop this in the oven, but I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait for you, Nicola. I've put it actually on to a bit higher than usual today, 180. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave it in there. Normally I'd put it on to 150. The reason being is because I like to slowly cook it. But today it's going to be slightly different because I want it done ready at the end. So it needs to be dealt with a little bit quicker because I want to put it into the dish. Okay, so you can actually do it and have it with your pudding. Now, Christine, it's very exciting. She's doing the ragu as well from the other day, plus this. So I hope you're following me, Christine. I hope you're getting on really well with your whole thing. Now, okay.
There was just another question, Rosemary, about the crumble topping.
Yes?
Did both the sugars go into the crumble topping?
Yes, they do. Both the sugars go into the crumble topping. Okay. Right.
And the oven, just to recap?
The oven is 180. I know in the recipe you'll find it's 150, but it's because we haven't got the time. Okay. Now, the next step. Are you all ready?
Do we grease the baking tray, Rosemary?
No, don't bother. Don't grease the baking tray. Just bung it on. Literally bung it on. Okay. Now.
Just hang on a minute, Rosemary. People still...
Yes, that's okay. That's okay. I can talk while they catch up. The thing about my rhubarb crumble is I like to have the big pieces in there. That's why I like to cook it separately, because I like to actually have the whole pieces rather than it breaking down in the cooking, because that's what it does. It breaks down during the cooking because it's so soft and it doesn't take long. But if you cook it first, you then can fold it in with the cooked apples, and it'll work really well because it will stay whole. And that's what I'm after, whole pieces. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to wait. Now I'm just waiting for you to catch up. If I just cut it, that's good enough. I'm just going to cut it up. There we go. Some thick, some thin.
Rosemary,
Yep.
Robert Thompson grows rhubarb, the forced rhubarb, by candlelight. What does forced rhubarb mean?
Forced rhubarb, it means it's being cooked in the dark. So I mean grown in the dark. That's a bit of a thing, isn't it? It's been grown in the dark. The thing about it's by candlelight, and the thing about it is, so basically it comes up forced pink. If you understand, if you put something dark over the top, so say you put a plant pot over rhubarb, it'll come lovely fresh pink stems will come up because it'll see no light. So that's why you love this pink. And also it's sweeter and it's nicer. You can literally, if you go into these huts they built for the rhubarb, you literally can hear them growing. Go, literally. Right, you take your rhubarb. You take your rhubarb and you put them in there. There we go. So, yep, lined with tin. I've only lined it, but you don't have to. You can just put it straight on to the straight onto your dish, your gratin. So I'll let you get one out. And what I've got is I've taken some extra sugar, just a bit more sugar. It doesn't really make any difference if you have it on or not. Right, that's it. That's all there is to it. Oh, I'm just going to finish the mic. My mic has all gone a bit weird. Sorry about this, guys. My mic's gone a bit weird. Right, okay, thank you. That was Martin, by the way. Those who... Oh, you weren't on camera, okay. So, okay, right. So now, these are the lovely rhubarb pieces. Look how gorgeous this is. Now, I want to cook this off. I want to bake it in the oven. You don't need to cover it because it's not going to be in long enough to sort of colour or do anything to it. So all I'm going to do is put it in the oven with the actual topping, the crumble. Now, that's in. So far, you see how easy it is. It's really easy. It's really easy. So, for instance, when black currants are in, thing is, black currants you don't have to cook. You won't have to actually cook beforehand because they're so fresh, aren't they? I mean, they're just little. You don't do that. You just do this with rhubarb, that's all. Now, the thing about your topping, just to recap, to talk a little bit, if you want to put things like walnuts, hazelnuts, almonds, anything into your topping. So, you know, for me, I like the old-fashioned way just with oats. I love it with oats and a bit of flour. To me, you can't beat it. Now, are you ready for the apple compote? Thumbs up. Have we got thumbs up?
Well, there's a question, Rosemary. If you want to cook them in smaller dishes, can it be frozen after?
Yes. If you want to do small dishes, so for instance, what I do is, let me show you. I'll show you one. Yeah, I'll recap. Things like, if you want to put them into little dishes like this, little crumble, this is sort of thing, this is why I do it this way. You put them in there and you just freeze it. And again, this is a lovely one. You put it in here, top it, freeze it. Perfect, 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 perfect. When you've done the compote, you can put the topping in, but you don't finish it in the oven. What you do is, once it's done, put the whole thing in the freezer, finished, without going in for the last 20 minutes. So what I would do is, I would get this section done, and I'll tell you at that time, at that moment, that's when you freeze it. All right, I'll let you know.
Thumbs up from everyone, Rosemary.
Thumbs up from everyone, good. So, the next thing is, right, you need a pan. Doesn't matter what sort of pan, just any old pan that will hold the apples. So, first of all, put it on a really low heat. Really low heat first. Okay, and I'm just going to really have mine on a low heat there. That's it. Now, I'm going to put in the butter. There you go. The sugar. Are you enjoying this? I'm loving it. I love doing this. This is lovely. It's great fun. Now, I'm going to just let that melt for a minute. I'm now going to do the apples. I'm going to peel them first. Before I cut them, I'm peeling them. Oh dear. Right. And then, there we are. Peel your apples. They're a little bit bruised, but they'll be all right. Do you know what I like doing? I like actually picking up apples that have fallen off the trees when they're in the autumn. And actually they're making things from them, because that's when they really are at their best. They're ripe, they're gorgeous, sweet, lovely. And a little bit of bruising doesn't hurt anyone. We've got to get used to eating food that is natural, I think. Right. Now, if you have something like a medlar, for instance, medlar trees are so lovely. The medlar actually eat them because they're so, you know, they look so ghastly and smelly, but they're the most delicious thing, medlars. Right. There we go. Now, once you've done that, we'll remove this off. I'll show you how to do this. On my YouTube, I've just done some how-tos, how to cut vegetables, how to do this. So I'm just thinking that actually it's a really nice thing to do. So, first thing you do, cut that off. Then you're going to cut the other side.
What sort of apples are they?
This is a Braeburn. I find the Braeburns the best for this type of thing.
What about Bramleys?
I love Bramleys. Bramleys are wonderful. But the problem with Bramleys, with this, they disintegrate. With this particular one, they disintegrate too quickly. So what I tend to do, I use those for just pies. When I'm doing a pie, for instance, this is a different thing altogether. Now, I've got my apples. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to chop these into reasonable sized squares, but not too small, not too big either. There we go. So about a centimetre, something like that.
Rosemary, Dave Boyd, the whole family in the kitchen cooking tonight.
Oh, hello, Dave.
And Lewis as well.
How are you? By the way, Dave, your gin is delicious. I have to tell you. Oh, well, hi, everybody. How wonderful. What's your main course? Tell us what your main course is. What you doing? Falafel?
No, we'll ask them.
Oh, we'll ask them. Be funny if they came back saying falafel, wouldn't it? Right, okay, it'd be so funny. Right, okay. There we go. Now, a little trick is these two, I'm just doing it roughly, but these two rhubarb are going to end up as a sauce. So what I'm doing is now, I'm just bringing this up. There we go. And I'm going to pop. In fact, I'm going to let this come a little bit caramelized first before I add it. I'm going to get this on too. So cut, oh dear. So cut your rhubarb up into smallish pieces, because these are going to disintegrate into nothing. But the thing about this rhubarb, it makes a sauce. It makes a sauce which is delicious. So you need this little bit of rhubarb to start with the flavour. There we go. This is all part of it. Now, what I'm going to do, turn this up. There we are. And I'm going to make this into a very light caramel, but hardly any. So I shall cook it off a bit. There is an awful lot of water in these apples, and obviously in the rhubarb there's water as well. So what I'm doing is I'm just bringing them up, bringing this up. Just bring it together. Right, okay. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm just checking on this. I'm just going to check on my crumble, because it will be done quite quickly, I think. Yeah, hang on. Yes, check your crumble, please. Ooh. And mix it around. Let me show them. Hang on. I need to show them. Can you see that? Right, just mix it around like that. Stop it sticking together. There we go. Are they? Oh, how wonderful! What, my fisherman's stew? Yeah. Oh, God, it's delicious, that. I wish I was coming for dinner. Oh, delicious. Yummy. Right, pop this back. This is nearly done. Yes. Yeah. Hang on, I'll just pop this back. Right. Hello, Lorraine Ebert. Hello. You're in Devon. What are you having for dinner tonight, apart from this pudding? Right, can you see now? You can see this. This is cooking, and it's cooking into, it's getting a little bit caramelized. It's actually really important to have it slightly caramelized. So just keep going with it. I'll tell you when. Actually, you can smell it when it's just about to come. Okay, at this point, I think I am just about there, to be honest with you. I'm going to do this. Oh, now can you see it sizzling? Really lovely. There we go. I'm getting everywhere. I'm quite messy, really. People will agree with that. Right, I try not to be. So, when it comes to my area. Right, now, what is important is I'm now going to cook it on a low heat. So what's going to happen, the apples will cook and the rhubarb will totally disintegrate, we hope. Now, the other thing I'm popping in here, I've got no water in there. It does not need water. Now, the other thing I'm going to put in is some of this delicious bean paste. I love this. Nelson Massey are the best. They do loads of different sort of flavourings and things, and I absolutely adore them. Yummy. I know people say that's rather a lot, but I don't care. Cinnamon. I love the cinnamon. Lots of cinnamon. Lots of cinnamon. You can do what you want. Put what you want, do what you want. There we go. Oh, well, my kitchen smells gorgeous too. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Now, take this off. There we go. Now, I'm going to take this off too. Give me some rum. Okay. I love my kitchen. I'm doing kitchens now. The reason why I'm doing kitchens is because I did design at art college. Yeah, I have. I just launched the website, and I love them. And I'm doing it. Yes, kitchens with rosemary. That's right. They have to write me. I'm not very commercial. I'm really not. But what I do love is how to build it. So the thing is, I'm very particular about certain things in my kitchen. Oh, the new website goes up on Monday. You see how commercial I am. But it's all about design with me. It's all about design. Now, okay, keep stirring. We'll slow it up now. We'll slow it up a bit. There we are. Just keep stirring because this is really going to soften up. Here we are. Keep going. Now, believe it or not, it goes an awful long way, this. You would think, oh, this isn't going to fill all those people. Yes, it is. This will feed 4 people. Really, it's masses. Because any more than that, I think you'll be absolutely full. But if you want to double it and make a big one, make a big one. Because that's what you can do. You can do anything you like. And also, if you want to put different flavours in there, as I said to you before, you put raisins. I know somebody's doing it with pears. Well, I would say put an orange zest in there. I know somebody's only doing it with apples, which is fine. So the one who's doing it for apples, you just might have to put a bit of liquid apple juice or orange juice in there. The reason being is because rhubarb has so much liquid in it that actually it's much easier. So if you're doing that, be aware that it's not too dry, okay? Just take a sip. Oh, it's thirsty. So now you can see it's happening. Look at that coming out. Now what's going to happen is it's going to go thicker, as I said. Things I start getting impatient because I say all these things are going to happen and I want them to happen straight away. Now, okay, there we go. Off we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to check in a minute because they really won't. There's this crumble. I'm a bit concerned because normally, as I said, I don't normally have it on very high, so it takes a lot longer. So I'm going to have a look at it again. And it's done. I'm actually going to take it out. Right. Okay. Right, it's done. Now, that would take a lot longer if you did it on 150. But I think it's perfectly all right. Now, the thing about doing it this way is, the fact is, somebody was saying about using small dishes. It's like deconstructing it. It's like cooking it. So crumble, you would normally do it and just put the crumble on top. Well, this way, you can do the compote for the middle, for the inside, put any flavour, and then just put the crumble on the top and bake in the oven for about 15 minutes. Otherwise, you have to bake it for about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. There we go. Now, those who want to freeze it, this is the stage when the compote is all done and it's in the pot, that's on top, let it get cold, freeze it. That's it. Now, look at this. Now, what's happening this is the exciting bit. It is now thickening up. Okay, so this is now thickening. Now, the rhubarb is totally disintegrating. Not yet, but it's getting there. Okay. Okay. You've got to think. Because it's rhubarb, I want it to be really rhubarby. So the apple gives it the crunch, takes on the flavour of the rhubarb, and because it's a Braeburn, it won't fall apart. I prefer a Braeburn than a Golden Delicious. I really do, because I think they're much tastier, much sweeter apples, much nicer. And they're not, you don't need quite so much, I don't think, sugar or anything like this, because I didn't put much sugar in here at all. And if you don't use sugar, use the other sugar, what's the name, sugar? Not sugar. The Espade water. What's it called? The Espade. I've got some in the cupboard, actually. I'm having a silly moment. It's because of my birthday. Right. So that's it. Can you see that? I hope you're looking at that, guys, and see how thick this sauce has come. Look at this sauce. That is thick. because of the rhubarb. That is a rhubarby, caramelizey, vanilla-ish mixture, as Martin is saying, gorgeousness. Right, so I'm not going to start the custard until the rhubarb is done. So I'm not going to start anything until I'm getting that rhubarb out. So are there any questions? And also, I want to tell you something. I'm going into partnership with farm shops, because I think with the Farm Shop Retail Association, because I have to say it is just the most important thing to support our local people, our local farmers, to buy local, buy our meat local, buy everything local. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going into partnership with them. There we are. Yeah, it's our first cook-along. You see, Martin's always reminding me. Our first cook-along is next week. Now, so there's my apple, or if you've got pears or whatever you've got. I hope your pears aren't too ripe, because you have to be quite careful with pears. So there you go. That's cooking off. That's delicious. Yummy, yum, yum. Right, it's done. It's finished. So that mixture, can they see this really thick? Are they looking at this?
Oh yeah, now they are.
Really thick, good. I wanted to see how thick. It's almost coating it, look. It's just coating it. And that's the rhubarb that's made it thick. Right, okay. So we've got our crumble here that will go on the top. How easy is that? And as questions. I don't want to start the other thing. I don't want to start the custard until that's done. This is not a difficult one today. It's just slightly time consuming, but the way I'm doing it, it's quicker.
Rosemary, Vivian asked, what was the bottle you squeezed into the apple?
This bottle is the lovely vanilla sugar paste from Nelson Massey. You can get small jars in supermarkets and anywhere. They are absolutely fabulous. The reason I like to use the paste is it's got the pips in, it's got everything in there, and it's utterly delicious. And I love to use it. And it's a great thing to do instead of vanilla pop. Vanilla pops are really expensive, yes?
Yeah, sorry, I was to interrupt. Suzanne, she's using blackberries instead of rhubarb.
That's fine. Now remember, okay, thank you. Remember, now the blackberries, don't put those in until your apple, have you put them in now? Because till your apple is cooked. Have you put them in? No? Have you put them in already?
I will wait until she replies back. But if she has
Okay,
it in already,
if you put it in, it's nothing to do about it. But because they disintegrate so quickly, you need to put them in when I put my rhubarb in, because that's the time when you fill your dish, your gratin dish, or whatever dish, little dishes, whatever you're using. That's the time when you actually have to, you can freeze it, or you put it in, because it won't, then the juices, they'll be more whole. Otherwise, they'll disintegrate if they're cooked too long. Does that answer your question? So anything that's a really soft fruit, like a strawberry, like a raspberry, you must understand they do disintegrate quite a lot, okay? So things like, that's why I'm baking the rhubarb, because when you bake rhubarb, it goes firm once it's cooled. And that's really important. So, yes?
Lisa said my crumble isn't done yet. Do I leave it in longer?
Yes, you do. Now these are ready. Yes, you do. Okay, now these are completely ready. Yes, just leave it in. Leave it in a bit longer. You know, every oven is different. See, look, these are really soft. Now, you can tell with this thing, this sort of thing, is the fact is everything is really soft. But if I put it in there, like I did the first lot, it would be disintegrated. It would be nothing. But what I have is pieces of rhubarb now, and that's the way to do it. So we're going to pop these in. How easy is this? And so all I'm going to do is take them off, and I'm going to fold the rhubarb into, I want to show you how soft they are. Look. See?
So the crumble mixture, does it need to crisp up in the oven before?
No, not completely. As long as it's gone a little bit browned, you just need it a little bit brown, that's all.
Crumble mixture,
Yeah. the crumble, just a little bit of that. Now, I'm going to be very, very careful. I'm going to take this off here. So, now, here we go.
Lisa says the crumble's black now. Do I take it out?
No! Take it out! For goodness sake, you should have kept an eye on black. How could it? Your oven must be too high. Okay, right. Make some more. Here we go. Make some more. Now, there we are. That's fine. Perfect. Right. At that point, so I would either put, I'm going to do one actually. I'm going to do one little one so you can see. So if I was going to do an individual one, like that. There we go. There we go. Plenty. Okay, that's a little individual one. And then what I'm going to do, so you can see, I'm just going to put a little bit of crumble on the top. There we go. That's all. Bingo. That's all you need. And then you just freeze it or pop it in the oven. So with this lot, I'm just going to put it in here. So now the rhubarb, here we are, it's still whole. It's not disintegrated just yet, you can see. Normally, I would allow this rhubarb to get cold because then it wouldn't disintegrate. It would be perfect. Right, I flatten it off. And also what you can see is the juice is thick, not thin. It's gorgeous. It's all gorgeousness. Right, I'm now going to get my crumble. Put it on top. Actually, do it with my hands, much easier. Don't know about you, but I love the crumble. Excuse me. Okay, put it on top. I quite like the sort of roughness of it because, you know, crumble is meant to be a little bit rough, really. Now, so these are going, I'll pop this in the oven. These are going in, I was looking elsewhere. These are going to the oven now like that, and that's going in as well. Finished. Right. Excuse me. I'm just going to turn this down. I'm now, guys, going to... Oh. I'm going to... Just turning my oven down to 170 because I really don't want it to go black like Luca's. Please, Luca, I'm sorry. Sorry it went black. Right, okay. Now, I won't say that wasn't difficult, but I would say that's quite straightforward. Would you agree with that? Yep, it's quite straightforward. Right, we'll put this away. Fine, now, custard. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Okay, take this out. Right. Now, what I'm going to do is take this, take the eggs. Whoopsie. Okay. Oh, I can't believe I've just done that.
Rosemary, how long do you usually keep crumble in the oven on average?
Oh, about, well, like this, about 20 minutes, no more. Like this. Can I have another egg, please? I can't believe I dropped my egg. That's unlike me. I'm not doing very well with these eggs, am I? Probably a bit old. See. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, there we go. I'm doing very badly with these eggs. Oh well, I can't use them for whites or anything. They're just gone. Right, but that's all right. They're going to be cooked anyway, so they're not quite fresh enough. Doesn't really matter. Right. Okay. So, I'm going to now heat up the actual milk. So here I go. Yep, everybody clear up as well.
No, put the milk on, Rosie, not clear up.
Everybody. Sorry, everybody put milk on. Right, okay, my egg yolks. Now I'm going to wait until you've all done your egg yolks. Please, will you put thumbs up when you... sorry, I need to blow my nose, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, right. Sorry, they just let me blow my nose, that's all. So, listen, so we got here our egg yolks. Now, I'm going to put in some sugar, and I'm going to put in some corn flour. Now, this is quite a thick custard, I have to say. Now, you must put your corn flour in, and you must whisk it really well. Could I have some cream, please? We kept the cream in the fridge, because when the cream, I notice, is under the lights, it goes thick very quickly. There we go. Right, that's perfect. Doesn't matter? Right. So what we're going to do, okay, I've got some cream. I'll just pour it in. I've got some cream. So we'll pour a little bit of cream in there too. That's it. Perfect.
So where are you pouring the cream, Rosemary?
I'm pouring it into the milk. Okay, but if you haven't got cream, you don't need it. Right, you don't. The thing about doing this sort of thing is whatever you've got, you've got. You leave it at that, because the one thing you should never do is panic about, I haven't got that, because you can always adapt.
Rosemary, can you recap from the whole from the start?
Yep, personally. I put 4 egg yolks into the custard. I've put sugar into the custard, caster sugar. Put some vanilla paste into the custard. And I've also put 3 teaspoons of corn flour, which will thicken it up, which will make it a really thick custard. You know, it's like buying all these packets of custard. You can get the old tin custard powder, which I have to tell you, I used to love. But you don't need to get it. So we're going to take this off the boards, bring this here, and I'll leave this board out, because what I'm going to do is put my thing on there when it's done. Now, this is boiling up. We're so nearly ready, I cannot tell you. It's so exciting. We're on the rundown now. We're getting near to the end.
Rosemary,
Yes?
Leslie Bennett's on the call.
Oh, hello, Leslie.
Could you do a big shout out to her daughter, Hannah Bennett, please?
Hannah Bennett.
Hannah.
Hannah. Oh, Hannah Bennett. Hannah Bennett. Sorry. Yes, Hannah. Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Sorry.
Oh, your oven went off, Rosemary.
Pardon? No, it's fine.
No, your oven went off.
Oh, did it? Why? My ovens went off. Okay, can we put it back on? 170. Okay, hang on. 170, please. Hang on. We'll just do this and just put it back on. Okay. Right. Sorry, everybody. My oven just went off by mistake. We don't know why, but it's gone off. But we'll just put it back on again. Okay. This is what happens. This is a live video. This is a live thing, so things happen. Can't be helped. Right. I think that was my fault because I put the timer on. In fact, I know it was my fault. Right, okay, so this pan is my sugar pan. Now, I've had this pan for 45 years, dare I say. And I must say, it's a left-handed pan. I bought it from Jaeger's all those years ago. And I absolutely love it. Now, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing the very thing I should not be doing. Right, put that on there. So, we'll get this out. Okay. So, put this on. So, it's really weird. Okay. Oh, I'm going to pour it all in. Okay. Now, I'm going to put it back in the pan. I mean, to be honest with you, people would say, put it back into a clean pan. Do you know what? No, it's custard, for goodness sake. ordinary custard. And I'm going to put it back on here. I might actually. Slow. That's it. Here we are. There. That can come off. Right, thank you. Now, whisking it. We're going to do the whisk. Can I have the whisk, please? Thank you. Right, so here we go. And can I have a bowl to pour it into, please? Right, how are we doing for time? Oh, good. Perfect. I cannot believe, guys, we're so in time with this, because I thought we'd find ourselves, you know, struggling a bit, but we haven't. It's been so organised. What I'd like you to do is hands up who are at the same stage as I am, please. Hands up.
I bet that pan can tell a few stories.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Do you know, it's been on virtually every single show I've ever done. Seriously.
How high heat has you got the stove on those?
It's actually on quite, let me show you, it's actually on, yeah, I will, hang on. Oh. There we are. It's on quite a high heat. I'm good. That was funny. You see, this is real life, everybody.
Well, I think a few people are kind of at different stages. So
That's all right. Well, we're going
back to the custard.
Right, okay. So what we did was to boil the milk, and we put some cream in there. Then I took 4 egg yolks, whisked them with the sugar and the corn flour. Whisked it till it was I whisked it quite a lot. I put in the vanilla paste, the lovely vanilla paste, about a tablespoon. And then I added the boiling, simmering milk, cream milk, to the egg mixture, and then I put it back in the pan, whisked it in and put it back. And now I'm bringing it up to simmer, because the corn flour won't separate because of the corn flour. If it was just egg yolks, you couldn't bring it to the boil, obviously. You'd split it. But this is why this is proper custard. So if you want to heat it up again, you can heat it up again. Somebody was asking me that, so you can. So we'll bring this to the boil. That is doing.
Saying they love your no-nonsense, real approach.
Well, it's certainly real. It's certainly real. Well, it's just how I do it at home. You know, I mean, I don't believe in faffing around. If things go wrong, they go wrong. It doesn't matter. And also, I believe life is too short to worry about, you know, whether you've got something or whether you haven't got something. I think you just do what you can, whatever's in season, and you just basically make cooking work for you. Recipes are only ever a guideline. You've got to understand, you know, we're not clever with recipes. Recipes, there's no real new invention of a recipe as such. They're just different combination. That's all, just different combination. It's not clever. I'm not clever. Nobody's clever. None of us are clever. We're just, no, I'm just good at talking. I'm just good at, you know, saying what it wants, what it is. Right, okay, now, oopsie. Right, there we go. Whisk it in. You know, I'm not even going to whisk it up. It's boiling away. It's boiling away. Boiling. It's really custard. That is custard. Yummy. Now it's already setting. The thing about custard is it will set more as you, whoopsie, it will set even more. It'll go firmer when it gets cold. That's the thing about custard.
In your school custard, Rosemary.
Was there a bit of what? I hated my school custard. They didn't use the right thing in it, obviously. But what I did like, oh, hang on, let's just taste it. Oh, that is delicious. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. Right, okay. Now, what I'm going to do, that's ready. I'm going to pour that in a little, can I have a little bowl to put it into here? Yeah, anything will do. Yeah, that's perfect, perfect. What would I do with that one? You know, guys. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now, what of it? It doesn't matter. Now, okay, there you go. So we're going to go. Now I'm going to go and get my crumble. Actually, I'm going to leave my. Right, I'm going to leave the other one a little bit more. Now, that's done. That one. So that, whoopsie. So that is perfect. That little baby one there. Okay. Now, I'm just going to take this actually. Right, this one is the one I did yesterday for you. I'm going to get the other one. I'm going to wait to the very last minute to get the other one out. So this is the one I took, and that's the photograph I took yesterday. So I've had it in. It's been very tempting, you know, to take it. Look. So, oh my gosh, look at that. Hang on. Oh, that is what I call a crumble. That is delicious. There we go. Yummy. Right, you take a little spoon and you take your custard to go on it. Let's not just play around, let's just really put it on. You know, you want lots of custard, don't you? Right, okay, so that was from yesterday. So let's just have a look today. I would leave it in. I would leave this in for another, I'd leave this in, bless you, I'll leave this in for another 15 minutes. Could you get me another plate, do you think? I'm just going to show them. Because, yes?
Leslie Bennett says, you sound like Fanny Craddock asking for lots of things. What was her husband called?
Johnny. Johnny. But luckily nobody's called Johnny here. Right. They'd be very worried if they were. They would think they were a Johnny. That's fine. Very cold. Right. Okay, so let's put this on here. Yum. Let's just take that off. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now that is a crumble. Oh, now look everybody. Oh, it's hot. Look at that. I don't know whether you can see it. Can you see into it? Hang on. That, look at that in there. Oh, I'm going to pour the... Too exciting, this. Now, here we go. That's custard. Well, I don't know what you guys are having tonight, but I know what I'm having. I'm having some rhubarb crumble. I hope you enjoyed that. I really do. And I hope you can make up your own recipes as well. Let's have a little taste. Look at this. That's the rhubarb. Look at that. Let's go for it, shall I? Oh! That is absolutely divine. I mean, I can taste the cinnamon, the ginger on the top. I can taste the rhubarb. I can taste the apple. The custard is delicious. In fact, it's complete deliciousness. Deliciousness? That is lovely.
Can you freeze this?
Yes, you can freeze it like a dream. Like a dream. I hope you enjoy. We've done this in good time. So I think we're going to finish early. Can I say, have a great week, and also come back, because next week we join the farm shops and we join all the people who are also going to buy local throughout the UK. And luckily we've got people all over the world watching as well. Got somebody from Canada, Brazil, we've got people from all over. So it's lovely. We're going to teach them a bit of British cooking, don't you think so? It's all about Britain. This is delicious. Yes, has everybody finished? If not, I'll hang on for as long as you want. Has everybody finished? Yes? Okay, just we'll give you a few minutes. Are there any questions? Any questions at all? No? I'm really impressed. You've done so well. I'm really impressed. Seriously, you've done really well. And how's the, Christine, how's your ragu going? And also your crumble? Has it all gone well? Have you done it? I'm very proud of you if you have. I'm really proud of you.
Well, Rosemary, did you get the Yorkshire pasta?
Oh, I need to tell you. My gosh, I almost forgot. Everybody. I got the Yorkshire pasta. Now, can I tell you something? I was sent some. Thank you for reminding me, because I have to tell you, it's Catherine. I have to. Martin's going to get the picture, the packet. It is. Oh, got to get into there. It's all in there. It is the most. I can't believe it. Yorkshire pasta. There we are. The Yorkshire Pasta Company. Seriously, I've got loads. Look at that. Seriously, it's really good pasta. I'm absolutely delighted. It's fantastic. It doesn't take much to make. Yes, it's Yorkshire flour, Yorkshire pasta, Yorkshire everything. Do you know what? I'm really impressed, because we don't have Kentish pasta, and this is really, really good. All different types. I think they've got about 6 different types, 5 different types. Absolutely lovely. So please do go British. You need to buy British. Yes?
As we're in Kent, Garden of England, Dave Boyce says, Sam bought Bramley's. Any good ideas? What can we do with those?
Yes, absolutely. Dave, well done, Dave. Bramley's, first of all, let me just tell you, we are the king of Bramley's down in Kent. We are where Bramley's are all about. They came from Nottingham originally, but they ended up here because this is where we grow the best apples. And I have to say, you can make apple pie. When you bake a Bramley apple, it's like a souffle. It's absolutely, I love Bramley apple. I love souffle. I love everything like that. So that's so delicious. So for me, the nicest way, I think, to do a whole baked apple. But you can do so much with it. You can do it in apple tart. You can do it in anything. You apple sauce. You name it. Bramley apples are the best. They're so British. Anyway, listen, guys. And the ones to go to are Forays. Forays apple Bramleys. They are the best, believe me. I think Forays is probably the biggest Bramley outlet in the country.
They are.
Yeah. I think they are, yes. So there you go. I've just been reiterated. It is. So there you go. So it's really lovely. So thank you, Dave. Dave, that gin's delicious, can I tell you? You are such a star. Delicious. I think everybody's so... No, there isn't, unfortunately. Do you know, I have, just for this month, I've given up drink, just for this month. And I have to tell you, it has been fabulous, but I can't wait to get back on again. Do you know, even my birthday, I didn't even have any champagne. I mean, that is sad, guys. That is sad. I almost went to the fridge to get the bottle, but I didn't. But never mind, I'm going to make up for it. No problem. Okay, listen, you take care, sweethearts, all of you. I'll see you next week. The first week, partnershipping with the Farm Shop Retail Association. Okay, bye. Have a great week, everybody. Bye, 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 bye. I'm going to eat this.